What is good on, guys? Jack here and welcome back to another episode of the Portsmouth Career Mode series. This is episode number 88, guys, and we're going to start today's episode off here by seeing that both Julian Green and also Matt Yorfer have both declined their contracts, which is a little bit annoying. And you can see here, I'm just going to go ahead and offer Matt Yorfer the exact deal that he does want. I was a little bit hesitant on offering what he wanted because he wanted important first team player, and in my opinion he's not really an important first team player, so to give him that, it's a bit of a lie really. But you know, anything to get him to accept his contract. He felt he was underpaid, so I'm giving him a wage increase, and even though he hasn't really done too much to the team, I feel like maybe I should keep hold of him, to be honest, because if I don't offer him a new contract, then he is most likely to be snapped up by some other team, and that's not what I want to be doing. I want to be keeping hold of my assets here at Portsmouth, and although he hasn't really done too much in the team, he's really not really a striker that I think of highly, to be honest. We got more pay, we got Mandron, we got Jordan Ibe, who's emerged as a really good striker this season, really prolific and scoring so many goals. He's so far down the pecking order that I don't really give him enough game time probably. Same with Remy Bakar, don't give them enough game time, so they don't really get an opportunity to show what they can do. And maybe in a way I'm a little bit stubborn with that, because I seem to choose the same lineup every single time that I play in these sorts of matches. In the Premier League especially, I pick the same lineup, I stick with it, I go with it, because if it works, there's no reason to change it really. You know, there's no reason to experiment. If things aren't working, then that is when I'm going to experiment and try out the other players that we do have that don't usually get too much game time. And that's really how I did find Boga, to be honest, because I gave him a little bit of an opportunity after we did sign him, and he turned out to be a really good player. So now he's starting more matches and he's doing very well as we go into the first game of today's episode here and against Middlesbrough, and we end up taking the lead here. And what a goal it is. What a solo goal it is by Jordan Ibe. A fantastic goal there. Really good, cutting in from the right hand side and going past two defenders there, trying to slide in and get the ball back, but he's just so good at keeping the ball at his feet really. His dribbling and his ball control and his agility, they're all so good that it means that the ball sticks to his feet basically, and he scores a lovely goal there to make it 1-0 in this match, and a crucial goal here really, because Middlesbrough, they're not really doing too well in the league currently, and luckily we did manage to actually pick up a 1-0 result. So against Middlesbrough, a relegation threatened side, although it's only a 1-0 result, we still managed to pick up the win, and that's the most important thing really. We get a 1-0 win in this match, and that is a great way to start off today's episode, and that will lead me on to some things that I want to talk about this series. Now, in the next few episodes, I'm going to be changing it up a little bit as the January transfer window is close, but not only that, I want to do some more live commentaries for you guys, because you seem to enjoy them a lot, and you seem to enjoy them a lot on Ødgeaards Odyssey, so I thought maybe bring them a little bit more often to this series as well, just to make things a little bit different and bring a bit of variety to this series, because I know this series has gone on for a long time, and to still get the support that I do on this series is absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, Florian Thauvin did get injured in that match, and he will be out for 3 weeks, which really does suck because he's a really good player. Although he's not growing currently, I do plan on loaning him out in January so that he does get a potential boost and he does start to grow again. Really annoying, to be honest, when players don't grow. He's been playing really well for me, as we see there that Ryan Gould and also Matt Yorfer have both accepted their contracts. I think Ryan Gould was actually complaining he didn't accept this contract. Either way, I don't care what Ryan Gould's saying. Another player that has played reasonably well but just hasn't grown. It's really strange. But talking of players that haven't grown, Gary Gardner, the player that we sold to Crystal Palace, look at that. He's third top scorer and he's a central midfielder. Honestly, maybe I need to re-sign this guy. Maybe in January or in the next summer window I need to re-sign this guy, because for a midfielder to be on 6 goals already in November, that is just ridiculous. And you'll see later on in this episode and also in the next episode that he is really on a scoring run of form. I don't know what he's doing in midfield. Maybe he's being played behind the strikers, or maybe he's being played as a striker himself. I really don't know what's going on there, but it is a little bit strange to see one of our former players who really didn't play too well for us. I mean, when he did play, he didn't get too many goals, and all of a sudden he's just being prolific for Crystal Palace, and as a result of that, they are ahead of us in the league table, which you may have been able to see earlier as we go into this match against Newcastle United here. who are also doing really, really well in the league, actually. I think they're in 7th, or they might be in 6th. I'm not too sure. Either way, they're 2 places behind us in 5th, so they must be 7th then. Going off of that logic, I'm guessing that they're going to be in 7th place. So going into this match, it was a very important one, and they almost got the lead there. That header just going wide of the post. And something I have noticed about Tom Heaton, he really doesn't seem to do too much in those sorts of situations. One-on-ones, he is the best keeper by far that I've had in this career mode. Honestly, he's so good at denying one-on-ones. A brilliant save there from Tom Heaton, showing his really, really good diving and reflexes. But something that I have noticed is his positioning and also his kicking. They're really, really not that good. I know kicking's not that important on a goalkeeper, but positioning, especially right there, you know, Freddie Montero could have scored from that one and made it 1-0 for Newcastle. Not for a poor finish there, unfortunately for him. And it was just really ridiculous. You know, some of the goals that I've been conceding this season are just really mind-boggling, as we almost get a goal there with Matteo Poliak. Had that have gone in, that would have been a replica of the goal that we scored against Newcastle with him last season, but unfortunately his shot just goes wide. They get a free kick there, and that was a good opportunity, but again, that one goes wide and over the bar and out for a goal kick. And it was a very even game, to be honest. Could have gone either way. They get a good chance here as they pass it in. And it would eventually be Campbell taking a shot there at the near post. Campbell, of course, a former Road to Glory star of the Bristol Rovers career mode last year. He did so well in that career mode. But this year, obviously not doing too well with Newcastle for sure. But talking to players that have done well, Jordan Ibe has done exceptionally well here to get around so many defenders. And unfortunately, there was a defender there just to slide in at the right time so that we didn't get the tramp across goal. And it was unfortunate, because had that chance have gone in, we would have surely picked up all 3 points in that match. But to be honest, Newcastle are a strong side and they are doing very well this season. Unlike their season currently, it looks like they are in trouble and they could actually end up getting relegated. Who knows? But looking at the shots there, they had a lot of shots. So in a way, I guess we were lucky to come away with a 0-0 result. Had we have scored that goal late on in the match, probably would have been against the run of play, to be honest. Looking at the chances there, they certainly had a lot more of the chances than I did. But yeah, talking about Tom Heaton again, I am looking at replacing him possibly, because he has been a little bit inconsistent recently. I mean, he was good last year. He was good when we were in the Championship. Don't get me wrong. He's a brilliant goalkeeper on his day, but sometimes he makes some mistakes that make me wonder, why am I putting you in goal? Surely I can have a better goalkeeper there. But really at the moment, it's just the financial issues that I can't actually get a new goalkeeper that I'd actually like to bring in. And the main goalkeeper that I am looking at that I would like to bring in is actually Luke Daniels of West Bromwich Albion. But he is a little bit too expensive for me at this current point in time. Unless I sell some players or I get some good funding from the Champions League, I just don't see it happening. It's as simple as that. As we see there that Milosevic has come to us. He did say in the last episode, I believe, he turned down a contract extension. And he is saying that he is going to put in some good performances, even though he is looking for a way out of the club. And to be honest, I've said it before. I said it in the last episode, and I will say it again. Milosevic has been one of the best pre-contract signings that we have made as we go into the third and final game of today's episode here against West Ham in the Premier League. But he's been really good, and he is starting in this match against West Ham. He's been a really good defender, although he's not our first choice anymore. Now that we have Lascelles and we also have Brooks, I decided to drop Brooks in this match and play Milosevic, and boy would it pay off, because he is such a tank. He is so good, 6'5", really good defending, good strength. It's everything you want in a centre-back. He has got everything that you would possibly desire, and it's the first chance of the game here as Jordan Ibe goes for on goal there, and it would eventually be Jaskalainen making the save. How on earth is that guy still in the game? I have no idea. He must be about 44 now. Honestly, how has he not retired? Usually, when I do a West Ham career mode or something, he retires in the first season, and he's still playing in, what year is it? 2019? 2018? Not really sure what year it is now, but for him to still be playing credit to him, he's obviously doing well for West Ham, and in this game he made countless saves to deny all of our strikers from actually taking the lead in this match, apart from the one shot that would come here as Mikael Mandron turns the defender there and has a shot, and it is a really good strike by Mikael Mandron. He has got the poacher trait, and that means anything inside the box he's bound to finish it. He really is. And although he has missed some one-on-one opportunities inside the box, that one was a glaring opportunity. He couldn't miss it, turned around the defender, had all the time and the space in the world, and it is Mikael Mandron, our number 9, getting the goal there. And as soon as that goal went in, I knew the mentality of the match. We just had to go out all attacking, looking for a second goal, and we almost find it here as Mandron takes a shot. And it's a good save by Jääskeläinen, the pensioner there. He really did well there. Even in his old age, he did well in saving that shot. And, well, he made some class saves. He really did. To be fair to him, I make loads of jokes about him being a pensioner or whatever, but he was making countless saves in this match that kept West Ham with a bit of a chance maybe to get something out of the game. But in the end, they didn't pick up anything from the game. We pick up all 3 points. Another 1-0 result. Not really too convincing, to be honest. But the important thing is we are picking up all 3 points again in this match. And that is all that really does matter at the end of the day. West Ham didn't really have too many opportunities in the match. And in the end, we are the ones that come away victors in this match. And before we end off this episode, I will leave you with Jääskeläinen, because I know some of you will be interested and wondering, what age is he? And he is in fact 43 years old, so what an old keeper he is. He's a legend, and he is retiring at the end of the season, which is a shame to see, but it is nice to see that he is getting some game time before his retirement there. And he's an absolute legend, isn't he? So it's nice to see that he was playing in that match, and he was still making some class saves, even though he's a bit of an old keeper now. But anyway, this is going to be the end of the episode, guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed, and if you have enjoyed this episode of Career Mode, please be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't already, as it really does help out my channel, guys, and it shows me that you are enjoying this series and you do want it to continue. But apart from that, guys, I'm going to have to leave it there, and I'll see you next time for another video. Thanks for watching.